Oh, hello. Good morning. Good
All
morning,
right.
Tammy. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Felix
morning.
is very much where you can't see him quite yet, but I anyway.
We saw him. We saw his tail there. Well, good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, all.
Yes. Good
Yeah.
morning, everyone.
So we got a few things going on. I think Tammy's got a sort of a follow-on question. Oh, I'm Julie Hawkins. I'm the biz psychic. um, I do private readings and channeling with Tammy, and every once in a while I channel on my own as well. I used to do that a lot more. Now I'm deciding I think I just like this better. I think it's more fun. Um, yeah. And Tammy, I'm here with Tammy, my other psychic mom. I mean, the other psychic not mom, not my psychic mom, but
Two psychic moms together. Yeah.
yes.
I'm Tammy Langowski, and I offer intuitive sessions, readings, clairaudient, clairvoyant. You can find me at tammysintuitive.com. And I may be actually in the future doing some other channel messages, but I'm not sure yet. I've been thinking about that for a couple of years. It still hasn't happened, but it would still be Julie and I as well. I might do something additional as well. So we're happy that you're here with us today. Thank you for being with us and viewing us. And should I start out with, do you want to start out with what you were thinking about, Julie, or where do you want to begin? And do you?
Go ahead. I think my book's in the other room. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, let's start with that. With this anyway, because it was kind of a follow-up question that we did not get to address last time. A question from Rudy. Rudy doesn't mind, I don't think, if we say his name by now. And we always appreciate any comments and questions that we get. This one, Rudy had a good question. Now, some of this we might have talked about in the last recording about animals and so forth. But his question was, so do animals come here to learn lessons like we do, or are they just in the now? Which is a fabulous question. It's really a great one. So I'm going to take just a moment to get in that space a little bit. And the question again, do animals come here to learn lessons we like us, basis like we do, or are they just here in the now? Well, probably no big surprise. They learn lessons as well. I am hearing that first and foremost. They do come in with different agendas, just like human beings do. So I'm channeling right now. I'm just kind of tapping in and listening to what I'm getting. And they have their ups and downs, just like we do. They have their challenges and really easy times as we do. I guess you could look at any situation of an animal who's living in a household that's very loving and all of that wonderful stuff. And they're treated like princes and princesses. And, that's something that they're learning about, that kind of experience, just as some that are maybe out on the street that are really struggling, just like humans do. So they do learn, they do evolve in their own right. I think, meaning I'm just kind of opening up, but when they kind of reach that level of what we would call not so much even enlightenment, but maybe if we liken it to a lifetime that we finally come into, really where our future lifetimes are going to be really easy and not really easy, but easier. Full of love, and we're really understanding that we can create whatever it is that we want, basically, that we're the creators. Then we start having lifetimes, should we still choose to come into incarnations that are going to reflect that. Animals do the same thing. So again, they might find themselves in just really loving situations where they're cared for, depending on the type of animal it is, but even if they are out in the wild, they might have an easier type environment maybe that they live in. So yes, they do learn spiritually. We also know that there's animals with different behaviors, right? There are some that are going to be, not so nice. Others that are just loves, again, just kind of like people, right? So I hope that answers that a little bit. So that's what I'm getting for that piece of it. And I love this too. He says, so why also have they never just said enough is enough and turned on mankind? Do they understand light and dark energies? Why have they never turned on mankind? Again, we would say probably there are some that have, you know, but again, it's a personal journey. It's just a personal journey as to where they are. So I think there are some that probably do that. And the more aggressive type personalities, we can liken it to, again, human beings who are discovering self-love and who maybe don't have that in their heart yet so much, you know, and so they're negative type people. And the animals can be that way too. Animals here are here, and my guides have talked about this before. I'm sure I'm not the first one to ever say it, but our guides really do say that animals, I'm going to say domesticated, the ones that are pets and things like that, are really here to help teach us. And they're incredible healers. They're here as aids. I get that a lot in readings for other people where, you know, we've all felt that if we had a beloved animal that seemed to just come near us if we were, you know, sorrowful, if we were in tears about something, and they come as a healer. That's a lot of what they do for us as well. And then they learn as well. They're progressing as well. And just going back to that, I want to make sure that I'm going to what you said. So do they understand light and dark energies? Yes, they see them often. That's what my guides are saying right now. They do, they know. They know more than people do often of the light and dark energies that are around. So they are very psychic. Most animals are pretty psychic, some more than others, again, just like people. And yeah, I've had situations where I've seen animals sing something, which, you know, if we pay attention, we'll see our animals do that type of thing. They will, what am I trying to say? They're going to react to anything that's not, you know, of the highest or of the light. You will see reactions in them. There is a bit of fear, just as if we would do if we were, you know, very conscious of the, let's say, a darker type energy around us. And animals will do the same. So yes, they are very, very susceptible to energy, which is why our guides say that we really need to keep that in mind in a household environment where there's a lot of chaos, where there's a lot of arguments and those kinds of things, that your animals, your beloved sweet animals, are really picking up on that vibration in a very magnified way. Again, the love is magnified as well when it's given to them. So again, something to think about. But yes, I would say they are aware of those energies. They certainly are going to react to them like we would, I'm going to say again, if we just ran into it or all of a sudden there was something around. They might shake and shiver a little bit just like we would. So anyway, that's what my guides have to say. And Julie, is there anything you want to add on to that?
Well said to all of it. Very comprehensive. We like everything that you said. And mine were doing various and sundry things in the background that you couldn't see as you were going through that whole thing, kind of demonstrating everything that you just said. Only for my purpose though. So because you couldn't see them, but yeah, we agree with everything that you said there. I don't think that we have anything to add. They teach us things in maybe unexpected ways, and you know, reminding us that sometimes fun is the name of the game.
Yep, well said. Mm-hmm.
I have I'll segue into this for a moment, and then we have another topic that we wanted to get into. But so thank you for answering more fully Rudy's question. And
oh, sure, yeah. And thank you, Rudy, for that again. That was a great question. Those are great questions.
Yeah. They're amazing. You know, wild, domesticated. They agreed to come and be domesticated. Mm-hmm. It's not something that we're doing against their will. Really, it isn't. Maggie May is sort of a testament to that. She gets better every day. She's adjusting every day to being inside. Doesn't mean she still doesn't want to go out, because I think from about 1 to 3 last night, it was a constant let me out. Mm-hmm. She's very loud. She's so very loud. Cool. And it's just and constant. It's anyway. But I have been reminded of use the laser light, because I have a very nice long hallway in my house, and they love running up and down the hallway, chasing the laser light. And while Maggie May isn't chasing the light itself, she's interacting with the other cats to do that. So she's learning lessons. She's learning about play, because her life was all about survival. And now it's like, oh, I can be at peace and love, be loved. I have pictures of her. I'm going to get those up and running pretty soon on my Zoom so that you can see them. And of just being completely willing to let me love her. And she just really enjoys that. So, look, like anybody, animals, humans, it's all about love. When we come from places of love, give love, receive love, it's the best, right?
Yeah, it is.
So,
It is.
yeah. So there we have it. That and, catnip.
Oh, yeah.
He just, catnip.
Yeah.
So it's very fun. It's very fun to watch. Anyway, yeah.
That's amazing stuff for cats. It's just cracks me up watching with it.
Do you know there's a small percentage of them, I mean, I've read this before and I know it just from my own experience, that don't respond to catnip. They're like,
Interesting, isn't it?
yeah. And I think it's probably around 20%. It's a pretty significant percentage, truthfully, but or they don't get, sometimes they respond differently. Some it calms down, some it hypes up. It's an interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I never knew that. Yeah.
That they love it. So, okay. So yeah, that's the continuation of cat information and cat questions. We will continue to answer those. Please send us more. We love them. Yeah, so a topic that came up yesterday, just in an interaction I had with a friend of mine, and my guides brought it to my attention this morning, and it is well worth commenting on today, just in general, personally, and as a worldview, which is patience. Patience was something I've worked most of my life on, and I have achieved a great deal more patience than I ever had before.
Yeah.
But first of all, they're saying you don't get anywhere by hurrying up. You really don't get there any faster. So what's the point? 2 or 3 seconds in the scheme of things as you zoom down the road, or as you cut in front of somebody in line, or is that really important enough to create the negative feelings that surround that when you try to hurry something up? And we also want to say that patience is, there's so much beauty and knowledge and wisdom, if you look for it, if you're willing to let it in, that can be achieved through the patience of just watching and observation. So patience goes along with mindfulness. Mindfulness is a wonderful tool for those who have the mind that runs all the time, and the monkey chatter, or the la 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 la, So we invite patience coupled with mindfulness, and it will really serve you so well in the here and now, because that's all we ever have, is the moment we are in. And so we really, really encourage you, as you feel that sense of it has to be done now, or urgency, is to ask yourself, does it really have to be this urgent, this moment, that it's making me full of anxiety or fear, or whatever feeling it seems to create that is not healthy and helpful. Again, a lower vibration. So ask yourself that, and be with what is it that you need to seemingly move beyond. That I need to be over there, I need to be up there, I need to be somewhere, anywhere but here, because here is uncomfortable. And the discomfort only lasts for moments, and then there you are settling into it. So we really want you to embrace that, uh, just for a few moments each day, every morning, every evening. Where am I? How can I just be in the here and now, and not worry or wonder about what is next, or what I haven't got done, or what needs to be done, or because
Right.
it isn't going to make it happen any faster.
So true.
That's our thought for today.
Oh, it's a wonderful thought. Thank you, Julie, and your guides, because it's very true. It's funny because as I just realized is right here on the tail end, you're saying this, one of my messages that I do channel messages and I post those was very similar to what you're just saying. It's fantastic. Yeah. And we couldn't agree more. You eloquently said, and um, we always like to invite along the same lines. We always like to invite people like a day. We always say walk 3 days consciously in something. And that would be a perfect thing is the patience, right? Taking that idea, that feeling, and deciding maybe for a day, starting out for a day, that you're going to choose patience with everything. And the best, as you were saying, one of the best, the best ways to do that is when you're driving. Because, we're all impatient at times when we're driving, or we get impatient with the people that are not being patient.
We're not doing it as well as we can.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, all of us, right. And so if like Julie was saying, the mindfulness of it, and if you were more conscious of the idea of being patient maybe for a day, and before you leave either to go to work or you're going to start your day, see what happens when you're sitting in that vibration, because it's so true that it's a really wonderful feeling when you can decide ahead of time that you're going to be in that space, and watch how things around you are really not such a big deal. Things that normally, might trigger you because you set that intention. Of course, that's just a great thing to do anyway, setting intentions, because they really do and can become something really powerful for you. So I like everything you said with that. I think if we just commit to maybe trying that and see how your day goes, that no matter what, you're just going to be patient. Anything that comes up for you that usually would just be, whether it's when you're driving, whether it's whatever at work or whatever it might be, that you're just going to, at that moment, remind yourself to take a nice deep breath, be present, like Julie's saying, being more in the moment, and see how it goes for you then.
And we're going to say, so I'm going to say this from my perspective. I have learned or realized, awakened to the notion and feeling that when I slow down, it's really much more enjoyable, especially driving. I grew up in Southern California, and it always felt like such a rat race in the LA area, and it was. And I remember there were days driving to work. I lived in the valley, in the San Fernando Valley, and I would drive over the hill to go to work in Beverly Hills as a paralegal. Nothing exciting, and I think if I thought about praying then, I would have prayed for patience. It's but I've learned in the many years since then that as somebody speeds by me or cuts somebody off or is on a road race on the freeway, as I see, it does happen. I just think, wow, that's too bad that you're speeding through life. What are you missing?
Mhm. Mhm. No, that's a great way to look at it. Yeah, and sometimes,
And then I just feel at peace about it. I really do. So
No, that's great. And it is, again, it's intention, right? If we're going to kind of set the intention before we, especially before, I mean, I guess the biggest test can be driving because there are so many opportunities,
Yeah.
you know? And what I do try to do is, I mean, because, I've got a Scorpio rising, a Scorpio moon, and the Taurus. I do a little bit react. So if I see some, clown, okay, driving, and one of those, we've all seen this one. I'm always amused by this. Like there's an obvious red light up ahead, but this guy has got to cut off other people and get in front of you, whatever it is, to get right to that red light.
Exactly.
That one always amuses me. And, first I'm frustrated a little bit. And then, it's like, I will try to send the guy some love. I mean, it doesn't happen initially. I'll be honest. I mean, I'm human. I'm going to react a little, or just even inside, just my feelings. But then I will either, or if they're just speeding like some incredible speed down the, passing everybody, it's more like just be careful, brother. Just, I try to ask my guides to have them slow down, and to, just send them love and just a telepathic message that's not so angry. I might feel frustrated initially, obviously, but then I really do try to take a moment to get in that space.
It's yeah, exactly. Okay.
Not always easy, but the more we try about things, and the main thing is just, set an intention and be conscious. And
I
Yeah.
just have to say, I just love your background today.
Oh, thank you. It is not my home.
I am
I'm like
like,
back there again, virtual
I
background. But
I really
I
like
like it
that
too.
sofa. Do I want a new sofa? I really like that
It's
sofa.
really cutely put together, isn't it? It's very shabby chic kind of look, sort of. I know I like this one too, but that's why I'll always say, this is not my room. I wish it was not my room.
And it kind of goes a little bit more with the very shabby books. I'm not going to call them
No,
shabby chic, but at least mine are. I've got the shabby books.
that's the library of knowledge behind you, Julie.
I just have to share this. So this last weekend, well, the last week, I don't know if you guys can relate to this either, but I got on a purging kick, and I do this regularly. I have a professional organizer I work with once a month, and because I don't know why I have so much stuff I didn't used to, but when Chris died, I just inherited all that stuff too.
Mhm.
And so a lot of it was Chris's, a lot of it's mine, a lot of books and a lot of stuff. And I just was like, yeah, I'm ready to purge. And I purged 3 boxes of my own, and then another 5 boxes when my organizer came. And you wouldn't see it from here, but it's just like it's a never ending thing, but it feels so good. So I'm gonna put that out to you today too. What would you like to purge from your life? Doesn't have to be things. It could be a feeling. It could be, um, um, setting a boundary. What negative feelings or emotions or situations do you want to purge? And it
Okay.
could be things too. I think purging stuff like that it's such a sense of accomplishment. So
I agree with you. Yeah, and it's such an energy, right? When you do purge, and even if there's something like you decide to donate whatever you're going to do, that you're like, oh, but okay, I need to. It's okay if that feeling initially, even after you do it, is a little bit like, oh, that still doesn't feel right. But you know what? In time, it's going to feel great. And it usually works that way. Even if you have some of that feeling still right immediately after you do it, just think of that as normal. I mean, but time, and a day or 2, 3 days, you're going to be okay with it. I mean, for the most part, you will be. That's what I find anyway.
I just look at some of those things and I'm like, have I used this? Have I ever used it? Am I ever going to read that book that's been sitting there for 10 years that I haven't read yet?
Exactly.
Probably not. So, and I got to tell you, I had to wait in line at the Salvation Army to get in. It was just, there was so many
Wow.
people getting rid of stuff.
Mhm.
So it was fun. So it was a good week for that. And yeah,
Good for
things
you.
are feeling good. I'm feeling good.
That's great. That's great. And that's part of it. When you're purging and things like that, it's a freeing energy, and you really reap the benefits of that energetically as well. And like I said, be patient. Speaking of patience, right? If that feeling isn't immediate, that's just still some of the holding on to. But over time, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm not missing that. It's okay.
Take a picture.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, good point. Take a picture of it if it's something you want to hold, close to you that you can look at and go back and look at.
So any final thoughts before we send off our viewers for the day or the week? I think we threw out a lot of stuff today, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I was just checking the time already. Yeah. Yeah, let's for us, let's see if there's anything, guides, that you just want to say sort of in closing and sending off for everybody as well. Something that's said a lot, but that's what they're bringing me. Trust your instincts, your intuition. You feel something that doesn't feel right, pay attention to it. They're going more with almost gut instincts. It's part of the intuition thing. So they're actually placing me in situations that could be harmful to you or not such good energy. So if there's anything that you are ever feeling in any given situation that is not resonating with you, you are not feeling good about it, pay attention to it, do something about it, change the environment, look into it more if that makes sense as to what that might be, but listen to it. So they're almost going to that real, almost survival kind of energy. So, I think that's just good advice anyway, but that's what they're kind of bringing in. So anytime you're feeling uneasy about something, and you're just not sure what to do with it, spend more time with it. So they're just saying, explore it. Yeah, I don't know why that came in, but that's what came in.
Yeah, be patient and spend more time with you and enjoy and have fun this week. So
Yeah.
find some fun and
Sounds great.
All right. Until next time, I'm Julie Hawkins, the Biz Psychic at juliehawkins.com or bizpsychic.com, or just Biz Psychic anywhere. And my cohort is Tammy Langowski at tammy'sintuitive.com.
Yep. And find my channel messages on Tammy's Intuitive Services, Facebook and Instagram, social media.
And until next time, we just really love and appreciate your questions and support. Thank you so much. And as always, it really, truly means so much to us. So
yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate you viewing us. Have a good week.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get my mouse to work. There we go. All right.
Bye-bye.